There you go, Bill. I hope that was okay. I just thought it would be really nice to get off on leather.
Surprise.
I thought it would be nice to have all the Leatherfaces that we know anyway, come together and have a chat with you, and that was really awesome.
Brett's acquaintance was Brett, wasn't it?
Yeah, Brett Wagner. Yep.
Brett Wagner. It's the first time I've had a chance to be introduced.
Right. So after all that, Bill, we need to wrap up. The fact that it's 30 years since Texas Chainsaw 2 came out, and we're talking, and it wouldn't be possible without, I don't think anyway, I don't think there would be as much interest. The one thing that we know, horror and science fiction, the fans are great. You don't see a whole lot of Harry Met Sally conventions happening, right? It's the horror and it's the science fiction. And okay, so Bill, earlier we alluded to the ice tub scene. We were talking, and I know that you've said that's one of your most memorable scenes that you shot in the movie. Can you talk about that just a little bit?
Well, yeah. It was a tricky scene, and I don't think anything had been done like it not on probably major, Hollywood films at that time. So Caroline is in the break room at the radio station trying to hide, and she's caught out, and she runs to the ice tub, and she gets on it, and she backs away, and chainsaws slam down between her, right between her open legs into the crushed ice and all the soft drinks. Big hiss of steam comes up from a smoking saw, probably punctured a couple of cans. And Toby's guiding me from off camera. He knows exactly what he wants, and a lot of some actors don't like being, coached.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I was trained in a sort of old school style, starting out at Lawnmowers College, and I got a lot of minute instructions while being on stage in a scene. So I was used to it, and I'm really glad I could go with that because Toby knew exactly what was needed, much better than I did. So I just needed to have whatever kind of form or shape he was going for. Mm-hmm. So I'm straddling the saw. I mean, I'm behind it, and got my hands on it, and Toby was kind of talking in kind of like a yeah, dirty old guy voice in the back there. That's all right. Yeah. So the stuff going on in my mind and his together, I thought worked pretty well. And there's this really sassy, leggy, breasts are heaving, flushed in the face, full of terror. I mean, the chase response. We probably had every wild dog in the fucking neighborhood surrounding the building, trying to scratch their way in there. And so picked up the saw and grabbed that tool with both hands and lifted it up for her to take a look. hold it real still so she can see it real clearly. And I moved it this way and that, so she got a really good, 360 on it. Started sliding it up her, started saying, all right, hey, start working that saw up her calf and start moving it up her thigh. And Caroline is so into this. She is, she's got, she helped bring me up to the pitch of how crazy the scene was. And she's looking at me and she's, giving me all these go ahead. It was, the Stockholm syndrome. So there was just a sort of light, slow movement up there until we say, okay, now you hear somebody over there. Oh, yeah, it's your brother in the record room. He's beating up, he's pounding LG in the head, and I'm listening to him pound it. I can smell the blood in the air, and it's coming over, and all the sweat going on in the room. And it was so quiet in there, man. Everybody was totally quiet, holding their breath. Could almost hear the sweat hitting the floor, falling off my body. Caroline going, "You good? Yeah, you're good, huh?" So I moved up there, and she'll be saying, "That's right. Well, starting to get closer. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Bubba? Yeah, what are you gonna do?" And start. Get those hips moving. Come on, get them going. That's right. So it is all sliding and licking and spinning. And Caroline, it was just, talk about, too much crazy and too little space, and devil take the hindmost. So I was there already, so I just wanted to pick up on the dividends. So those Daisy Dukes are incredibly abbreviated, and those long Texas legs and them cowboy, but it was really, God almighty.
How bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bizarre, and I'm getting all this vibe about yeah, go for it. Yeah, you could do it. We know you can do it. And so I started yanking on that chain, and I started yanking on that yanker, and man, she screams at the top of her lungs. That saw explodes into action, and had to leave, but I'll be back later.
To be continued.
Kind of to be continued as a, so so Toby yells cut. He says, "Oh God, please tell me we got that." Richard Kurtz checks the gate. He says, "Gate's clean." Everybody cheers. So I was walking out of the break room, and just that there was a couch on the other side of the entrance door that they had moved out of the break room, and there were a couple of college production assistants on the couch, and as I was approaching them, they both threw themselves back in the couch with their legs up and said, "Me next, me next." Good thing for them, I didn't have my saw. Told them to follow me, but they looked askance. I just told them I'd catch up with them later, and I just had to go back to the trailer and recuperate. Man, I tell you, my balls were blue and swinging after
that. So, during the filming of this, did you guys question those scenes, or did you just accept them as they were written and just go for it?
I know the stuff that I taught, my stuff with kid was writing all the time on the set and was mechanical typewriter. Because I just heard, is that John? John, that you?
Yeah, I think we heard a beat. So, hi.
It's John Dugan.
Hey, John. How are you? This is Ron. And
hi,
we
Ron.
have your friend Bill. We have your friend Bill Johnson on the phone as well.
There's no room for anybody else.
My old friend Lonesome Bill Johnson. How have you been?
All by myself, yes. Sad man. That's thank God for the fleshlight.
Hey, congratulations on your 30th anniversary here
thank you very much, John.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I couldn't think of the name of it all of a sudden. I knew it was the second one of something.
Thank you, John. Being from the progenitor of the first one. What's it? 40 years for you? Or 43?
40. Let's see. It would be 43 years since we shot. 42 years since it was released. So yeah,
I got you,
John. I got a question for you real quick, just because this just came up. When you were shooting this 43 years ago, did you have any inclination that this amount of time would pass and that movie would have had such an impact in cinema and the world, and just
my goodness,
all the movies that would be coming from it? I mean, it's amazing, isn't it?
No, as I've said many times, had we known that it was going to be so huge, we would all have had lawyers and agents and shit like that.
Right.
But
who would have knew?
We were young actors making our first movie,
Right.
So
we had to be there.
Yeah, definitely.
That was the year that I became a professional actor. I had 3 paying acting jobs. I did an industrial training video for Combined Insurance Companies of America, and I did a children's play at the Goodman Theater in Chicago called Terrible Tales, and I quit that to go to Texas and do the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, and I got paid for all 3 gigs, not much on any of them, but still.
Right.
That was it. I had a paycheck. I had the check stub from that industrial training film in my wallet until it just disintegrated. I should have framed it or something. But,
in the past few months, I've mentioned to folks, and a lot of people will be hearing it now for the first time, I think. But John, you've agreed to work with Dan and I, and hopefully Bill and Brett, and maybe RA, and who knows who else on our project of Slaughter Farm. Yeah. Slaughter Farm. And I tell people, I'm like, yeah, John Dugan is going to be in the movie, and I say he played Grandpa in the original Texas Chainsaw, and they're like, wow, how old is he now?
Yeah, is he still alive?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he must be 250 years old.
But no, you were like 18, 19, 20, something like that when you.
I was 20. I was 20 years. I was 20 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, he's a young man. Yeah. They really did a trick. I mean, they really did a trick with that makeup. That was something else. And you recently donned it again. Oh, go ahead, please.
The guy that did it was a plastic surgeon. So he was a hobbyist. He wasn't really a professional makeup guy. He was a plastic surgeon, an artist, a sculptor, and he also was a photographer for Penthouse magazine for many years. So he was, young, talented, stinking rich. Hated him.
Right.
But yeah, kind of guy you just want to slap him, Right. Yeah, God, he had his house up in the Boston Hills. It was a sort of a what's his name, Prairie style. He's a architect. Anyway, tucked up into this hill, and with a in-ground cement and tile swimming pool that was tucked into these rocks.
It sounds like a Frank Lloyd Wright or something.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Frank Lloyd Wright's kind of house, and his master bedroom suite had a sliding glass door that had a small wooden platform that was over the deep end of the pool, so he could it was on the second story, and he could roll out of bed, slide open the door, and dive into the fucking pool.
Somebody has
so I just want to slap him.
Damn. So he's doing your makeup. That's crazy. And then recently, you, I think I saw on Facebook where you donned the makeup again at a convention.
I just got a blank on his freaking name all of a sudden. Stacy, who did my makeup? Let's go up. What's the name? She's not the other one. Anyway, I don't know why.
That's okay. We thank whoever did it. Right.
God, how embarrassing. He's a friend of mine.
I thought Bob Burns did y'all's makeup. Was I mistaken?
But he did a makeup demonstration on me. He did a grandpa makeup, and then we did photo op thing. So it was pretty cool. What else was I going to tell you? Something about that, but
was Bob Burns instrumental in like he created the masks? Was that right for you and Gunner, or is your makeup guy? Did he just execute and design?
No. Robert Burns did. I don't know if Dr. Barnes did mine, and I guess Robert Burns made all the masks for Gunner. But mine was a liquid latex makeup that was applied, glued down to my face. Gunner's was more of a mask kind of thing. I couldn't take mine off. It was prosthetics. We only had two, yeah. Which is why we ran so long.
That would have never been allowed.
Yeah. No kidding.
You would not have gotten the same movie with all those people around, unfortunately. Dang. In the Wayback Machine, Sherman, we'll fix this. John, did Toby give you give directions off camera when you all were doing it?
No, the way that I remember it, and this was 43 years ago, but it seems that that Toby was sort of more concerned with. He was head to head with the cinematographer all the time, and it seemed to me that Kim Henkel gave more of the actors directions. He was more with us on that character development sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he basically wrote the dialogue. He wrote most of the dialogue, and so he gave me most of my direction, and I think that was pretty much because he was constantly writing too. He was adding stuff all the time. He'd write something down on a legal sheet and tear it off and hand it to somebody. Try this. So he was kind of the actor's director, and Toby, except for the technical, like where to stand sort of thing. It was more concerned with the look, the look and the shot and the lighting and that sort of thing.
John, I'm sure you've read Chainsaw Confidential that Gunner wrote, and I was just listening to it. I listened to the audiobook because he reads it, and it's really awesome. But he was talking about how frustrated he was with you on set for about a minute because apparently you kept falling out of the chair when they were trying to bring you downstairs. And
well, yeah,
you're
because
like,
they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
But he also mentioned that you had said it was either Toby or Kim, and that had said be completely limp. That's all. That's the direction.
Be completely limp. No matter what happens, just stay limp. Yeah.
And so that's what you did. And because they didn't pick you up correctly, you went with it and rolled. And then he said he got frustrated with you and said something to the effect of, "You better not come out of the chair again."
Yeah. Or something. Do not. Yeah, we had to do it like 2 or 3 times, several times. Well,
sure.
But it was really tough. Both those guys were quite tall. Ed and Gunner, both of them, and one of them, I can't remember who was in the top and who was in the bottom coming down the stairs. But whoever, the guy on the bottom was going faster than the guy on the top could go, and the chair tilted forward. And I had instructions that I was not, that I had no bones. I was totally ragdoll limp. That's how they wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, there is an outtake going around somewhere. Somebody sent it to me once, probably on my hard drive or something. But it's just a real short outtake where I actually fall out of the chair, or I slide out of the chair. But they just kept going. And I think it was Ed who was in the bottom, was trying to stuff me back in the chair. Nobody yelled cut. So it just kept trying to go down. They just kept trying to go down the stairs, and the guy on the bottom was trying to stuff me back in the chair, and the guy on top is still trying to come down, so he's pushing the guy on the bottom backwards. It probably a potentially dangerous situation.
Now, Toby has a habit of not yelling cut just to see what would happen, I think, because Marilyn had said, or there's, again, Gunner was talking about the scene where they just let the entire reel roll out of like 11 minutes.
The scene in the barbecue place. While she's got to look terrified up at all the body parts that are hanging in the smoker.
Right. And so
there's a whole reel of 16 millimeter he shot of that, of her doing reaction shots.
Yeah. So
that's a cruel thing to do to an actor. Reaction shots are the hardest fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And to do 5 minutes of it, I would have, had I been her, I would have stopped and said, like, what the fuck?
She was being professional, though. Gotta give her credit.
Yeah, she was a pro. God love her.
Yeah.
Bill, what's going on with you? What you got going?
You mean professionally?
I don't know. Personally, if you want to tell me that.
Well, just trying to stay out of trouble and do good deeds and become more politically active in this fine year of political shenanigans on the national scene. So,
okay. Well, Texas is definitely has been in the news quite a bit. Politically speaking. Good God.
Yeah, it ain't over yet. Well, I can hardly wait to see what comes up. November's still a long way off.
I know. It's scary. This is the scariest election I recall. I've been voting since 1970. No, 70. We've been 72. The election of 1972. 68, 72, yeah. It was my first election. I haven't missed one yet. This one's scary.
Very scary.
It's just gotten so damn weird.
Isn't it?
I know, John, you post a lot on Facebook. I've learned quite a bit, actually. You don't know that, but I've learned quite a bit from just following you and reading your posts, your political commentary.
Yeah, I've tried to back off. I got that because there was a lot of fighting, bickering, and things going on my Facebook page. So I've tried to back off that a little bit.
Yeah,
it just became unpleasant, and which I didn't want it to be a political forum. I do feel like it's my page and it's my right to post whatever I want.
Free speech. Absolutely.
I find myself getting pissed off, being angry. I don't want to sit and argue with people all day, So I backed off a little bit. I still post every day. I post a little something political, but not nearly as much as I used to. There's enough on the evening news, I guess, of that stuff.
Yeah. So, John, what?
Oh, me? Oh God, I got so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I scratched some notes down so I don't forget anything. I have actually I have 4 films in the can that have not been released yet. That should all be coming up in the next few months, hopefully.
Nice.
But Devil's Inc.
Belly
is the first
Timber.
one, which is Belly Timber, a film called Devil's Inc., which is a really interesting film. I think he started out maybe with the idea of doing horror, but it turned into more of a kind of a drama, psychological. I don't know. I couldn't describe it, but it's a very interesting film about a guy whose wife and daughter get killed by a drunk driver, and the guy gets away with it. And he's reading about this ancient ritual where if you tattoo tattoo the victim's body with the blood of the perpetrator, the person responsible for the person's death, that they will bring them back to life. It's a really kind of bizarre thing. And I play this asshole mayor of the town whose son is the one who ran down these 2 women. And it's a really nice piece. I can't wait till it comes out. Then Belly Timber is a film about supposedly based on a true story about cannibalism in the Midwest in the 1700s. I think it's or the early 1800s, late 1700s, early 1800s sort of thing. With like Irish and Scottish immigrants. And I do the wraparound on that. I'm Grandpa telling. I do I tell the story. Let me tell you, a long time ago, here, to his grandchildren. So I'm in the beginning and I'm in the end. And then I did a stop motion World War II film using Green Army men, World War II Army men. I voiced a commanding officer in that. Nice. It's called the Devil Dogs of Kilo Company.
Colonel Talaska. Yeah.
And so it's an interesting, Colonel Talaska. It is. I couldn't think of the character's name. And then I did a film. I did a film with back in Texas, in Corpus Christi, called Deviant Behavior, and it's about a sicko serial killer, sexual deviant serial killer, and I play a grizzled old detective who, because he's being held back by this, I don't know, powers that be, the city council or something. He involves an ex-cop friend of his who's now down on his luck, gumshoe, to help him in solving this crime. And that was great, being back in Texas working and being in Corpus and having a room right on the fucking beach.
Nice.
Which was very nice, yeah.
A little bit different than the accommodations on Texas Chainsaw, I'm sure.
Yes, they were. A little bit different. And then I got, I have like 4 films pending coming up this year. William Frost, which any day I'm expecting a call saying, can you be in I think they're shooting in Palm Springs. Can you be there next week sort of thing. It's just
beautiful
like
area.
That's an any day now thing, just waiting on a call. And that's one of those like whole, cast of thousands from the, anybody who's ever been almost half the people I've ever done a modern horror film involved. I don't know. I play a cop and I do a lot of cops for some reason. And then a film called Spider with my good friend Dana Nofke, who wrote and is directing. I think she co-wrote and is directing. Maybe she wrote the whole thing. Directing this film. It's called Spider, and it'll be shooting, I think, in Athens, Georgia, next year. And it's kind of a gothic southern horror thing, which I'm really
never heard that description before. That sounds good.
And then I'll be doing Rock Paper Dead with that's Vic Miller. Vic Miller from the what did he write? The one that summer camp, the first Friday the 13th. And he has written a marvelous script. That's another serial killer thing. A guy gets out for some reason, is cured after being in a hospital for the criminally insane for 30 years. They let him out. Oh, he's good now. He's fine now. And of course, he goes on another killing spree. And I'll be playing the sadistic, the sadistic psychiatrist in the mental hospital. Nice role, real something you can chew on there. And then something called Slaughter Farm with these guys I know. So that's what I got going. I know it's a long list.
Nice. No, this sounds like you're very busy. That's awesome. Good.
Yeah.
I've had a pretty busy couple of years. It just really ground to a halt this first of the year. And
you doing
but I got a couple cons
this
coming
year
up.
as well?
Yeah, I'm going to be in Missouri, Lebanon, Missouri next weekend at MegaCon, which is a Comic Con in a small town outside of Springfield, Missouri, and then I'll be at it used to be called Fright Night Film Fest, Fandom Fest in Louisville, Kentucky. Be back, appearing in my old hometown. Well, the place where I lived for many, many years, not my original hometown, but be appearing there for the first time in about, 6 or 7 years, I guess. And that's the show. The first con I did when I started doing these was his first show, and it was my first show too. So it'll be nice to be back.
How long? Sorry, how long have you been on the convention? Sorry, 10 years.
10 years. Yeah. I think it's 10 years this year, maybe 9. Damn near 10 years. And I don't have anything solid until September. I'll be in San Antonio, Texas. It's something there. Something or other con.
Or if it's still
I think it has the word con in it. Maybe it's con. Who knows?
There's so many of them. Yeah.
So, Bill, you writing? You still writing voraciously?
Yeah. I'm working on a bizarre screenplay, hoping to never see it done. People always hope that movie produced.
Why is that?
Is that
like a reverse psychology thing?
Yeah, everybody will be fucking, what are you doing, man? You don't want this to be done? This is awesome. No one's going to do this. This is a closet.
Oh, Bill. Man, I haven't seen you. Well, I haven't seen you since...
God, what was that?
Was it Texas or New York?
I think
either
it's
Austin, Texas, or Syracuse, New York.
Yeah, it was Syracuse.
No, I've seen you since then because I said it's been a long time. You said I saw you in Syracuse. What damn? I'm just getting so old I can't remember anymore.
House 4.
Do you remember?
House 4 in October last year. The heavy metal one. The guys doing over there
In Texas.
Yeah, I was right here in Austin.
Yeah. Bill Anselmo.
Yes, exactly. Oh, the tragic weekend, Jesus. That poor fella. Phil's partner.
Oh yeah, his partner died of a heart attack while we were there on Sunday.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. That was a nice show too. First time I'd seen Guar in their outfits. Wow.
Oh yeah, me too. And I was like coming out of the men's room, and I was trying to get back to my table, and they were coming into the room where they were going to sign, and I was in their way. I just stopped and looked up, and all these guys are in costume. One of them looked at me and went, "Move, mortal." I was like, "Oh, sorry, man. Oops, sorry." Instead of going, "Wait a minute, Daddy-O, do you know who the fuck I am?" You move. I have to be Grandpa from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And their costumes exploded into fire.
Yeah.
They repented immediately.
How's Morgan?
Morgan as well. Stacy as well.
Stacy is terrific. Yeah, everything's fine here. I put a ring on it.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Yeah, so we are sometime in the future going to make it legal. But we haven't gotten around to deciding that. I'm like, "Hey, that's your gig, babe." She's like, "No, you gotta help me decide." It's like, no, you're the bride. Figure it out. This is my fourth time. So,
long engagements, yes. Get some practice.
Yeah. Yeah, we're finding our little house up on the ridge in nowhere, Tennessee.
Lovely. You do a bit of writing yourself, is that right, John?
Oh, no, nothing like you. No.
If you like it twisted,
I like to think of myself more as a conceptualizer than a writer. I get great ideas, but I never write them down. So I'm a conceptualizer. I'll come up with a concept, pass it off to somebody else.
That's where all those babies came from. Oh,
yeah. It's much easier.
Oh.
There's got to be a script right there.
So what's the deal? What's the deal, Ron? What's the deal on
Oh man. Well, we're seeking funding now, and Dan wrote a fantastic script, and this interview with Bill might be the first time a lot of folks have heard some of the actors' names associated with the project, and I hope that gives it a little bit of steam to get it going. But
I love the
we've
script.
got a couple of teasers. So yeah, me too. There's a couple of scenes in the movie that I feel like, I mean, you got to follow a certain pattern. You got to follow a certain, whatever. But there's a couple of scenes where, as I was reading it for the first time, and it really shocked me. No details, but when Rosemary has Jessica on the table and the decision that she makes at that moment,
touchdown. No.
it's just like,
spoiler alert.
No.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
No, it's just
I know exactly what you're talking
really?
about.
It's like, really? That, damn, I think it's really.
It's kind of like the Sophie's Choice of low budget horror.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Sophie's Choice, but I recall reading the book and thinking the whole time, what is Sophie's Choice? Where's the title of this book? And then when it comes to that, it's like I had to put the book down and like almost go throw up. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell folks that without giving too much away, I say we hope to do to hikers what Jaws did to swimmers. And there you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like make you think twice before you go out. Yeah. So we'll try to keep up the
steam and get this project made. I'm really excited about it, and I think it's going to be awesome. It really is. It's going to be good. No doubt. And I appreciate both of you guys for considering it. It's I think there's something to be said for
the script,
the number
of people, the ability to work with Dan. Again, well, he and I didn't really, we worked on a film, the same film, but we didn't get to work together.
I was about to
actually met him. No, I met Dan Yeager on the road at a horror convention that we were both.
I know he came to set. He came to set, and they documented it. He got to meet Gunner and all of that. He had stayed awake. He was Dan is that's why I think he's such a great writer in some respects, is because he's such a huge fan of horror. And they shot all night on his unit, and they had a second unit shooting during the day where they recreated the house that you guys were in so many years ago. And he's like, yes, I gotta go. And and he went, and he watched some filming there, and actually today, of course, if people are listening to this at some point in the future, which they will, that today won't make a big difference to them, but he posted a picture of the house burning. So I assume he took that with his cell phone or whatever, because you could see all the crew in the picture and everything. So he was just a huge fan, and he was so happy to meet Gunner that day. But he apparently, I guess what you're saying is he didn't get to meet you that day.
Yeager?
Yeah, that he came to set.
Yeah. No, we met at Horror Hound, one of the Horror Hounds in Indianapolis just a few years ago, like almost a year after the film was released. And we met over, we had communicated and agreed to meet up for John Jameson and tobacco.
Nice.
At the bar. And
yep.
And which we did, let me tell you.
Did you smoke a cigar with a man?
I don't smoke cigars. By the time I was a cigarette smoker, I quit after 47 years. I quit 2 years ago. This coming 2 years ago. This coming month is my second anniversary. After 47 years.
He introduced me to my first cigar, and I don't do it as often as he does, but he's quite a connoisseur, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
man, the man knows
it fits,
cigar.
It just fits his personality, It fits the whole cigar thing. He wouldn't be the same without the cigar,
No, he would not.
Without the Irish whiskey and the cigar, it'd be totally different thing.
Yeah. When we were cutting. So when he came up to Rock and Shock, and that's actually the first in Worcester, Massachusetts. That's the first time I met Bill last year, Johnson, and we after he was done with Rock and Shock, we went and shot the first teaser, which I'll plug us now, slaughterfarm.com. But we shot the first teaser that night down in Connecticut, and we had quite a bit of Jameson on set, and it was a good time. I mean, we got the job done, but there was Jameson on set. It was good all around.
God, I wish I had a bottle here now.
Yeah, I actually do. I have half a bottle over my counter right now.
I don't keep
Where's the other half?
I've become a good boy in my old age. I quit smoking, and I don't keep hard liquor in the house anymore.
Oh my God, what's happening?
I don't know. It's just best. It's just best I don't.
Well, you know your own limits. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's called the fine art of maintaining a buzz, and there's ways to do it, and there's ways not to do it.
You've done them all, isn't that right, John?
What?
And you've done them all. You have a long history of trial and error.
Yes, I do.
Don't we all?
It's just best I don't have it now, because Like I say, I know, like you said, I know I know myself. I know my habits, and occasionally, and somebody, I usually get a bottle. My brother-in-law gives me a bottle at Christmas, and I make it last. I'm good about it. I make it last till my birthday in February usually. So that's not bad, right?
Cool. No, that's not bad at
It
all.
can last for 2 months.
I think I got this bottle maybe a week ago, and it's half gone. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, so you're doing good too.
I'm trying.
But I've ruined a lot of relationships and things. Just not to get all fucking personal and shit. But anyway, it's just that's the deal on that.
That's the deal. Well, John, thank you so much for calling in and being part of our little soiree here. Really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me. And hey, Bill, when am I going to be seeing you again? Are you on the road this year at all?
I fortunately do have some dates. Thank the good Lord. Coming up here at Mad Monster, in Arizona on the 13th of next month. Going to do.
So June 13th?
No, May. I'm sorry, May.
May 13th.
Yeah. May. Well, let's see. What's Friday, April 22nd? Yeah, May 13th. It's April right now, right?
Oh, yeah. Is it like a reunion? Is it a reunion thing? Are there going to be several of you from Chainsaw 2 there?
Being Bill Mosley and Caroline, and Bill and I will be doing photo ops in Chainsaw 2 costume.
In costume? Excellent. Yeah. Great. Make lots of money. Make so much money that it's just you feel guilty. It's a good guilt.
I want to make people feel happy. Then I can bear my guilt much better.
Yeah. Yeah, just kill it. Kill it. Yeah, my wife will do that show.
Who knows when I'll get a chance to do that again. So
yeah, that's great.
Well,
Bill's doing he's doing his makeup from Devil's Rejects at Days of the Dead Indianapolis in July. What is that? The first weekend in July, I think, or something. And I did the costume thing back in Pensacola in February, so it seems to be everybody doing it. It was R.J. Hattie, by the way. R.J. Hattie was the makeup artist who redid the Grandpa makeup for me, and he won the first season of Face Off, the TV show. It was like
good show.
Yeah, and he and I share a booking agent, an agent for doing cons and personal appearances and stuff. So we had been talking about it, and just so happened we managed to get booked in the same show and decided to do it. It was a gas. It was fun, but it takes you off the floor for a long time to do that kind of makeup. We did it like on Sunday morning. We started early, and it was a sold out class. We had about probably 25 or 30 people in a little room, and they hung with me for 3.5 hours watching the makeup thing. These were
did they document that, John, and take pictures and?
Yeah. I don't know, RJ. It might be up on his Facebook page, but so it was kind of neat. I wouldn't want to do it every damn day, though.
No. Was it easier this time than it was the first time?
Oh yeah, the makeup technology has come so far. That the stuff they used on me 40 years ago was liquid latex. It's really horrifying. It smells. It's uncomfortable. They attach it to your face with spirit gum, glue. It's hot. It's stiff. It doesn't give you a lot of mobility in your face. And then what RJ used on me back in February was foam latex, which is it's more comfortable and you get a lot more mobility. And then what they used on me in Texas Chainsaw 3D was silicone, which is incredible. It's way more comfortable than any of the latex applications, and it's like a second skin, and you really have it looks very realistic. And I remember eating lunch in my trailer because I couldn't eat in the food tent with everybody else because it was again, 38 years later, it was 103 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning. and this stuff is so delicate. Yeah, 30, almost 40 years later, I walk out and just getting blasted with heat. And the makeup people wouldn't let me stay outside of my trailer because it would melt off.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at Carl Mascone, the producer. I said, "What is with you fucking people?" 38 years later, and here it is. I'm in a wool suit, starch shirt, full makeup, and it's over 100 degrees. Have you never heard of like autumn or winter?
Welcome
God,
back.
Yeah. No, I was having lunch in my trailer by myself at my makeup desk table because that was the only place to sit in front of a mirror, and it was like I was having lunch with my late father, who died in who died in his late 80s. It was I couldn't take my eyes off the mirror. It was so incredible. It was really nice makeup. It's not something you'd want to do every day, but it's way more comfortable than all that other stuff.
There's a question. I just thought of this. There's a question I have for you because there was a little bit of controversy over that last day the day or so that you guys filmed the original, where it was one of those 26, 30-hour shoots or whatever, and
it was horrifying.
One thing that I had read was that you guys only had a couple of masks, and so you had to get
we only had two sets of prosthetic.
Yeah, and then the other thing was that
I refused to do it.
Jim, no, yeah, but it was Jim Cedal, is that his name?
Yeah,
I'm blanking. That's his name. But he had the problem was that he had to leave, so that's why
he had to leave, and they had to get rid of both of us that last day. And he had another acting gig, and he had to leave. They didn't have another set of prosthetics for me, and I had to leave. So we just had to keep shooting. It wasn't because I said I'm not going to put it on again.
Yeah. What I heard about you was that you're like, are you kidding me? I'm on a movie set. I would have done it over and over and over again.
Of course I would. And I was a 20-year-old actor. Of course I would have done it. They would have had to give me a day off to recoup or something.
You must have lost a couple of pounds. I mean, you were thin anyway.
I only. But my God, what? I weigh almost twice as much now as I did then. I weighed like probably 100. I weighed about 110 pounds then. And
because there was a scene, I think a graveyard scene that actually, am I right? It was deleted. You didn't actually end up in it, but you shot. Yeah. And then you guys went and shot that scene, and so thank you for clearing that up for me because I was pretty sure that.
Well, Toby has, Toby said some things, like that I wouldn't. I don't know if it was Toby. Somebody started the rumor that I said just for dramatic effect. That Dugan said he wouldn't do. That was it. He wouldn't do it anymore, and that was simply not true. And I've had to correct people. The entire mystique of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well, you read Chainsaw Confidential. A lot of it kind of reads like Rosh Hashanah. If you're familiar with the Japanese play.
I'm not.
Rosh Hashanah.
What did I say? Rosh Hashanah is something else. Yeah. It was a Jewish holiday. Rosh Hashanah. Yeah. Rosh Hashanah. I meant, where it's several different versions of the same story. And I think that's the point that Gunnar was trying to make in Chainsaw Confidential. One of the points was everybody's memories are different. He just let us tell our stories and play them off each other. It was a really well done book.
Yeah, it really was.
I sold my signed copy of it.
Really?
Yeah, I sure did. Isn't that awful?
Oh well,
But yes, I did.
Who would have known what happened last year with Gunner? I mean,
Yeah, it's as a matter of fact, tomorrow's his memorial service.
Are you? Wow.
And it's a. I happen to have the thing right here. I've had it on my desk for months. Betty
Is it in Maine where he lives?
It's in Maine, yes. It's an invitation. The Neighborhood House, Northeast Harbor, Maine, Saturday, April 23rd, 2016, 4 to 6 p.m. The sharing of stories about our friend Gunnar Hansen, Wine and Hors d'oeuvres, or RSVP, the gathering of friends and family. So it's going to be a little drinking and a little food and a little conversation, talk and remember Gunnar. And if I were closer, I'd be there. But it's a long way away. But it's, I spent the weekend with him the weekend before he was diagnosed in Connecticut last year, and I'm glad I got to do that. I didn't know he was ill.
Yeah, it was.
And even after he was diagnosed, he didn't want anybody to know. And then once I found out that he was sick, he was already. There had been rumors, and I had an inkling that he was ill. And Stacy mentioned that he looked pale and thin, and drawn, not thin. He was never ever thin, but that he lost weight and he looked pale and he didn't look well. And he had canceled some appearances, and so I knew there had been issues. And then I had called him and I had emailed him, and he didn't return that. And he finally got back to me a few weeks later. Said he's sorry, he'd been sick, but everything was all right. He'd been sick, but everything was cool, and thanks for worrying about it and that sort of thing. So I thought, well, then he was well now,
Right.
And then I heard they brought, that he was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and they brought hospice in, and he died 5 days after I found out he had cancer. So that's how quickly that happened.
I know he canceled Rock and Shock in October last year because he was supposed to be there and with Dan and Bill, and he couldn't make it for that. Then I think it was about 3 weeks later. It was November 9th or 8th or somewhere along there. He passed. Yeah.
We're dropping like flies.
Yeah. Gosh, the last few days, unbelievable. This year has just been unbelievable. I find out on Facebook all the news of people passing away, and yeah.
Say we're dropping like flies. My generation, my whole generation.
Bill, are you still on?
I'm here.
Okay, there you are. Okay? I heard a beep, so I wasn't sure if you dropped or not. Anyway.
Well, listen, I got
John,
sign
thank
off
you.
here.
Yeah, thank you very much for calling in. And I was hoping for 5 or 10 minutes. It turned into quite a bit more than that. And really good conversation. So
I don't mind. I can talk forever. Ask Bill.
When Johnny was at the pub, Jesus Bagara in Ireland.
Hey, Bill, do you remember that? Do you remember that Q&A we did in Birmingham, Alabama, many years ago, maybe 8 or 9 years ago? In that little banquet room. At least they set up a bar in there. Those people were looking at us with their mouths hanging open. They didn't know what to make of us at all. So funny. I can't even explain it, Ron. Maybe someday.
Well, John, you don't know this, but I'm from 60 miles northeast of Birmingham in a city called Gadsden, Alabama. So
really?
It's hot down there. Yeah, you probably the accent may give it away that I'm not from Massachusetts where I live now. Yeah. Roll Tide. That's all I got to say.
Oh, you're one of those, huh? Not an Auburn person?
Yeah, I'm one of those. Yeah, I'm one of those. But when you move away from the state, even if Auburn wins, it's like, yeah, somebody from Alabama won. That's good. It's all right.
You know,
But when
you're in
live there,
Tennessee, you can get University of Alabama vanity plates in Tennessee.
you can. The Volunteers.
You know,
don't,
yes.
Like, make
No,
that
you
illegal
can get Tennessee plates with Alabama stuff on it.
That's the first I've ever heard of that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought it
That
was
must be-
wild the first time. I saw this guy in a red on red pickup truck with a red everything and the Bama sticker in the back window and Bama Tennessee plates.
I wonder if he finds his tire split a lot or something.
Candy apple red shotgun in the carrier in back.
Listen, I really do have to go, guys.
No,
Bill, I
guys.
hope to see you down the road. I hope to.
Oh, you'll be dead. No, go.
Hey, Ron, where are we gonna when we shoot Slaughter Farm,
Mm-hmm.
which we will. I have no doubt.
We will.
Where are we going to roll on this thing? Where's the location?
To be determined. So, it takes place, where it takes place, the Pacific Crest Trail.
Pacific Crest, yeah.
Yeah, but
which is rather long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anywhere between Mexico and Canada somewhere. They just narrowed it down to someplace between Mexico and Canada.
Poor Levi, Robert, and Edgar are running all up and down the coast trying to pick folks out. But the East Coast, we have the Appalachian Trail, or I should say the eastern part of the U.S. It could be repurposed. So all I can say right now is to be continued. I mean, we could shoot it anywhere. We've even talked about Canada.
Ron, Scott, I guarantee you, if you repurposed the Appalachian Trail to be some know-it-all asshole and say that tree is not native to the Pacific Ridge Trail. They shot that on the Appalachian Trail.
Well, no.
Judging by the leaves on that,
that rock to actually be the Appalachian Trail itself. Because, yeah, you're right.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I was going to say, you couldn't switch it out because some know-it-all would fucking bust you so fast on that.
Oh, yeah. It'll be in the IMDb trivia. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good night, guys. Thanks a lot. Yeah,
Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.